Here we are, everybody. It's year one of the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. The Steelers have again gotten out to a very hot start this year. Essentially, we've won games that we're supposed to and have opened the season 5-1, playing a pretty favorable schedule. But the level of quarterback we're going to see and the quality of team is going to get cranked up now the rest of the way. We did play the Bengals last episode. Joe Burrow had the best game out of any quarterback against us, but the Bengals defense just can't get out of their own way. We stole that game from them to move to 5-1. But so far, we've only played one team that went to the postseason a year ago. And what a game we get to kick this episode off with, everybody. We've all been waiting for it. It's Aaron Rodgers against the Green Bay Packers at last, trying to move the Steelers to 6-1. I've never done this before. I'm upgrading a long snapper in Madden. James Winchester. What do we get? +1 long snap. There we go. I have some staff points to spend as well for head coach Chuck Johnson. I do think that the coaching staff upgrades here, getting the multiplier higher, is probably pretty valuable. And you do still end up upgrading your coordinators in this game manually. So the OC that we have, his player development focus is on the offensive line, and upgrading this one certainly is a priority. We're going to go all the way to gold tier. Our DC is focused on developing cornerbacks and safeties. I like the idea of upgrading cornerbacks, thinking about helping out Joey Porter's development. And then you have to consider your trainer as well, and with wear and tear and injuries, there are different abilities that affect how fast players can come back, how much wear and tear is ultimately going to be accrued. I'm kind of on my own little journey here in this game, and CFB 26, kind of thinking about how I want wear and tear to operate. But I like the idea of getting this injury shield upgraded. This one just reduces the flat injury chances during games. We'll upgrade that one, and I think I'll save the rest of my points. Remember, we're without starting center Zach Frazier right now, our best offensive lineman. That can't be great news for a team that, geez, Indy, what are you doing? 9 points a game? You're 0-7? Anyway, our offense isn't anywhere close to that bad. We score 18.7 points per game, and that is not anything special. We're 5th worst running the football, and now without our starting center, you do the math. But 25 sacks, 8 takeaways in 6 games. This team is certainly doing a few things right. And I do think Aaron Rodgers is a big reason why this team has been able to move to 5-1. We've seen him show up late in games like that one against Cincinnati where I didn't think we were going to pull it off. Aaron Rodgers gets it done. The running game, I don't think we're going to get huge development this year from Caleb Johnson. He has yet to find the end zone. But I have been pretty happy overall with the passing game. DK Metcalf is one of the NFL's leading receivers, and I think I'd like to make a bit of a switch here and move Calvin Austin to the slot and try to increase his workload, because I think he's been a really nice playmaker for us when we've gotten him the ball this season. Is this loading serious? Calvin Austin has gotten a little bit of a route running boost here. He's so fast and dynamic. He just needs ways of getting the ball in his hands. So I want to make him the wide receiver 2 when we're only using 2 receiver sets. And then this game still, they love to feed the slot receiver. Well, go feed the dynamic Calvin Austin then. All right, we're taking on Green Bay to start. They are 3-3 on the year, and their defense has also been very good on paper. This looks like a very even matchup. Sunday night, prime time, everybody. Pittsburgh hosting the Green Bay Packers. It's not a trip back to Lambeau for Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be up against his former team and a pretty good defense with some playmakers in the secondary. Xavier McKinney's one you got to watch out for. Don't have Jair Alexander any longer. We're going to see him when we get to the Baltimore games. Green Bay punts on their opening drive, and here we go, everybody. Aaron Rodgers is under center. He gives up the middle, and it's Jaylen Warren. Good start to the game on a 13-yard run. I don't think I've played yet with the Sunday night primetime broadcast. I like the fact that we have different presentation packages here in the game. Oh, no. That is Rashawn Gary. Rodgers back to pass for the first time. Lets it go. Incomplete. That was Woods. Rodgers on 3rd and 14. He dumps it complete to Caleb Johnson. And that's going to put us at the 40 for 4th and 8. This is a really tricky spot to think about going for it or not, especially early in the game. I do think this is a punt. And let's see if the defense continues to dominate. I think we had a very favorable quarterback schedule to begin, and I think that Jordan Love is somewhere between Joe Burrow and the other quarterbacks that we have faced this season. How come teams are running this like 1990s running game? What is this formation called? Like far or near? Who's running that? Did I just like miss that or something? Did that formation make a return? That's a broken tackle. He just ran through Cam Hayward. Josh Jacobs. Green Bay on first down. Nice throw from Jordan Love, and that's Jaden Reed. So we faced the best quarterback that we've seen and gave up nearly 400 yards to Joe Burrow. Jordan Love away from Alex Highsmith. He does get rid of the football. But for much of the season so far, we've been allowing under 200 yards per game. How do we handle Jordan Love as he throws with touch and finds the tight end? Tucker Kraft, first down. From the 28, Jordan Love dumps it. Good coverage there out of Patrick Queen. 3rd down and 5, Green Bay. Love can scramble, gets the first down, heads inside the 10. Not a bad opening sequence here for Green Bay. It's a throw. Oh, caught him outside. Touchdown. That's Matthew Golden wearing number 22. Receivers wearing 22, man. This is just weird. That didn't seem too hard for Green Bay. Pittsburgh ball now. Aaron Rodgers didn't feel the blitz, and he's sacked. That's Isaiah McDuffie. Rodgers again dumps it over the middle. This is Pat Freiermuth getting the lost yardage back. My question here in this episode is, can we still look like a strong team when we're facing playoff competition? So far, not getting a great feeling from this game as Rodgers dishes and the Packers will get off the field again. Are you kidding me? 95-yard touchdown? First time I've seen that in a long time. Aaron, come on. We need you. 14-0. Jaylen Warren, he wants to bounce it, and he gets run down, loss of 4. Empty for Rodgers, who looking for DK Metcalf, breaking tackles in the Packers secondary. DK top of the screen, and the Packers playing Joe Barry soft coverage. It is caught. First down. That's Austin. Aaron Rodgers on 2nd down, and it's batted back in his face. Green Bay's defense, man, has really come fired up for this matchup. We're in field goal range with Rodgers on 3rd and 12. Zips it over the middle. DK Metcalf. Inside handoff, and ever since that good opening carry, Jaylen Warren's been stopped in the backfield nearly every attempt. Kenneth Gainwell checks into the game, so does Traylon Burks on 3rd and 8. Rodgers, end zone, Metcalf, too strong. Packers hit the weight room. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Look at that catch by DK Metcalf. Such a special player. Pittsburgh is in this game. Me telling anybody to hit the weight room is completely uncalled for. But where's this Pittsburgh defense at, man? Come on, TJ Watt. Where's your impact? Zach Tom shutting them down. Caught by Jaden Reed, his 5th catch of the day. Zach Tom's a stud here, if you're not aware, on the right side of this Packers line. Inside handoff. Look at this. Josh Jacobs finally brought down inside the 20. Jacobs to the outside, and he reaches ahead with a 9-yard pickup. Christian Watson is in the game, top of your screen, as Jordan Love fires and has a touchdown. Matthew Golden matched up with the safety. And the Steelers have no answers on defense. 2 weeks in a row now. We're looking awful there. Thank you, Cam Hayward. We're trying to get a stop finally. And, oh yeah, Daniel Whalen. That's who the Packers punter is. I'd like to learn that earlier in the game. Traylon Burks, man, draws the DPI to set up the game-winning points last episode, and now has a big catch to move the ball here and give us a chance pre-halftime. What is happening here? This is Alex Highsmith, Wildcat. That's Cam Hayward. What have I done? Guys, this is the funniest bug. TJ Watt, top of your screen. Wait a minute. Jordan Love's in a 3-point stance. You know what? I'll take the delay of game. That's just funny. Derek Harmon is the running back. Something ain't right here, guys. Oh, we ran the play. Highsmith, sacked by Josh Jacobs. What was that? Oh, my God. What was that? That's the funniest bug I've seen in Madden in a long time. Rodgers is back in the game. Dumps it outside. Oh, no. Last second here, Rodgers, end zone. You got to throw it there, buddy. End zone from Aaron. It is incomplete for Robert Woods. What a bizarre end to the half. And how come the game picks its spots where it does the no huddle without skipping ahead and fast forwarding? I haven't figured out the method to the madness yet. Maybe it's just fourth quarter it does it right, because I think I've seen it screwed up more in the second quarter. All right, Denver. Bo Nix dumping this off. It's a hurdle, and then he breaks tackles. Evan Ingram. The Giants fans can't even recognize who this is. Indianapolis, absolutely terrible football team at 0-7. I can't believe we get to play them soon. Anthony Richardson's juking, holding it in his left hand. I thought he was about to throw it lefty. But nice run. The Colts have won. The Saints are 1-6. And we're going to check into the Superdome, everybody. Heading outside on the run, Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Just gave up 2 sacks to Green Bay to open the second half. Love that for us. This has to be the most we've trailed in a game all year. 21-7, Packers driving. I don't like our chances, guys. I give us an 11% chance of victory right now. 9% chance of victory. Good run for Jacobs, as Zach Tom is now shaken up. So, back up on TJ Watt down there. If TJ doesn't make a play, I'm going to be angry, as Jacobs fights and still ends up in the backfield. And Highsmith is now hurt. Come on, guys. We're without Nate Herbig as well at edge, so we're razor thin there. Dumped outside. Jacobs turns it up. Hits the gas inside the 20. 3rd down and 3. Love throws a laser beam, and Romeo Doubs. That ain't a touchdown. He was down at the 1. I wasn't wrong. But Josh Jacobs, he's about to get a head of steam here on 1st and goal. Handoff, and stuffed. He loses 2. Peyton Wilson on the tackle that time. It's 2nd and goal. Play fake. Get him down, TJ. That's a sack. 3rd and goal. Again, pressured by Watt. Thrown away. Yes! 26-yard field goal missed. We don't have a big opening right now in this game, but if we score points here, we're going to be in good shape. Rodgers! It's batted away from Robert Woods. Nate Hobbs. I have questions here. Keanu Benton runs for 6 yards. We're down 14 in the 4th quarter. Rodgers from the 7. He's going to back up into the end zone and sling it outside, hooking up with Calvin Austin. Inside handoff and some power on display from the rookie Caleb Johnson. Back to pass. Rodgers on target. It's Pat Freiermuth. I'm really upset the crowd is not going, Muth! Where are those chants? Inside handoff. Nice cut, Caleb. Across the 50-yard line. A lot of players leaving with injury as well. I might take a look at that injury slider as Rodgers will find the open man again, Pat Freiermuth. This drive started way back at the Steelers' 1-yard line. Facing 3rd and 7. Rodgers. Protection breaks down, and he is sacked. He cannot escape that interior rush as easily as he once did. And given we have 6.5 to go, hard to punt the ball here when you need 2 scores. Rodgers heaving one, and it's broken up again, trying to go for Woods and not DK Metcalf. See this formation. Who's running this? But we're inside 2 minutes now. Packers running clock. Or we're not quite inside 2 minutes, but Green Bay is taking it down, and it looks like this is going to be the most disappointing game we have played so far. A no-show from Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers, limited success here against his former team. And the Pittsburgh defense not looking anywhere nearly as good these last 2 games. The Packers dominate Pittsburgh. Final score 24-7. That was disgusting. I think it's time for my own darkness retreat. Oh look, we kept Jordan Love under 200 yards passing. Must have been a successful day. It's just kind of weird because I was doing a lot of slow sim testing, like watching full games and looking at play counts. I'm thinking the simulation works a lot faster now, because we're at 95 plays from this game, and typically in these franchises we're seeing like 100 to 110, and I've already bumped up the quarter length once. I'm probably going to have to do it again if I want some sim length games. But a very good day for Josh Jacobs, even if you were to take away that 95-yard run. Jaden Reed had a good game, and I was seeing him make plays against Jalen Ramsey, so that's not all that promising. We certainly hope we can get Zach Frazier back sooner than later. The offensive line needs him. Mason McCormick, he gets a pass block finesse boost, also a little pass and run blocking upgraded as well. Pat Freiermuth looked pretty good in the game, though. I thought he made some good catches for us. Let's give him a possession boost, and he will get break tackle, catching, medium route running, and a little bit of short. But our defense has to look so much better against the Colts, right? This is a team that scores 10 points a game now. And let's also consider that this is currently the trade deadline. I don't think Pittsburgh is a great, aggressive selling team at the deadline. I feel like there are a lot of things that we need, and I don't want to give up a bunch of picks to try to solve one issue when this team needs to work on developing an offense and getting younger for the future of this franchise. I think if we could use anything right now, it's a boost along the offensive line, but even then, I just don't think that's going to move the needle a bunch. And it's not like you're going to come across backup offensive linemen that are ready to step in and upgrade your team in most cases at this point of the year. And I think this is a team that needs to stand pat at the deadline. We're 5-2, so let's see how far we can take it, but I don't think the answer is to throw more resources at this current build of the team. Right now, we are the AFC's 5 seed with a 5-2 record. Kansas City, a surprising 4-4. They're not in the best of shape right now. But Miami's 5-3. Jacksonville's 5-2. So some new teams are popping up this season, and it's the Jets who actually lead the East right now after Buffalo's bad start. Does anyone know why, when I'm editing my plan here for players, that it just doesn't listen to what I tell it to do? I want Roman Wilson to get full pads, and it just keeps moving him back to rest. Even if I edit from just this full team menu, when I leave and go back to it, it just resets what I had. Jack Sawyer's going to be out this week. He hurt his shoulder in practice. We'll upgrade young cornerback Beanie Bishop with a slot upgrade. 2-man coverage there. No zone on that one. 77-man, and a boost brings him up to 75 zone coverage. I do think there's some decent potential here. He's on paper a number 3 cornerback. Give us some route running here. It's Traylon Burks. +1 deep, +2 short. Still a long ways to go, and this season Traylon Burks has 3 catches for 45 yards. Has not been on the field a ton. Miami just beat Baltimore. They moved to 6-3. Dolphins looking pretty good. We're trying to get to 6-2 today against Indy. And we're looking to put points on the board before halftime. It's 7-6 Pittsburgh. Very low scoring, and this is a catch and run touchdown. Aaron Rodgers to Robert Woods. We're moving all the way ahead to the fourth quarter. Colts have it down 8. 3rd and 2 for Anthony Richardson, and he'll run through the line and get the first down. Now Richardson wants to throw, and he's intercepted by Patrick Queen. He's got a nice fastball, but it's picked off and the Steelers take over. Unfortunately, the offense has been stuck, and the Colts have another chance, now with under 5 minutes to play, and Richardson keeps it up the numbers, hit by Ramsey, and an injury timeout for Derek Harmon. By the way, one thing I have seen in this game before in my testing is multiple injuries on the same play. Perhaps at some point it'll happen here in the franchise. Richardson throwing outside. Nice tackle. Oh, here we go. Keanu Benton. And then, yeah, 2 injuries, same play. There you go, guys. What are the chances of that? Seriously. I thought it might take a few months. 3rd and 6, and down goes Richardson, losing the football. T.J. Watt has done it again. And the Steelers are a step closer to win number 6. And we get it done. 20 combined points is all we have, as the Colts' average was 10 points coming in, and it might drop to single digits after this. Low passing totals overall, but this has been typical in this series. Jonathan Taylor, 21 for 64. Caleb Johnson, 14 for 55. Both teams stopped the run very well in this matchup. DK Metcalf at 76 yards, maintaining a pretty healthy average on the season. Caleb Johnson scores his first NFL touchdown. It took a lot longer than I wanted it to, and it was through the air. And on defense, the Steelers rack up 3 sacks in the game. We'll have to check on injuries. Derek Harmon, he left. Oh, wow, that is a season ender suddenly for Keanu Benton. Torn pectoral. Jack Sawyer also week to week with a shoulder strain. I imagine he's going to be all right potentially for our next one. But one of the strengths of this team was the defensive line depth. And that's not really the case with Benton's injury. We're going to sign the veteran John Jenkins then as a replacement to try to still have good depth there. We have some guys that need some rest on defense. A lot of players here banged up. 2 Sunday night primetime games within a 3-week span. The Steelers better be ready to put on a show if they're going to get that much airtime. So the Chargers haven't been great this season, but they have a good quarterback in Justin Herbert. So I'm not quite sure how to feel about this matchup. I just simulated the halftime, and it's 14-0 LA. It appeared we might go into the half scoreless, but then Ladd McConkey had a 43-yard touchdown. The next play was intercepted by the Chargers, and Quentin Johnston then scored. They added 2 touchdowns in the final minute and 9 seconds. Come on, Pittsburgh, this is another primetime dud. What are we doing? Justin Herbert's out of the shotgun, and the rookie Omarion Hampton ahead to the first down marker. Oh boy, Alex Highsmith meets him this time, and it's a loss of 4. Herbert throwing, knocked away. Jalen Ramsey versus Quentin Johnston. Got to keep him out of the end zone, and the pressure will help us there. Keenan Allen, he is stop shy. There are a lot of missed field goals in Sim, I'm noticing. Still time to get in this one. Rodgers here in the third quarter will throw it underneath for Calvin Austin. He's up to 51 yards, so things are not going well. Second down, Caleb Johnson, giving him more of the workload as Jalen Warren wasn't giving us a huge boost of any kind, and I've just been liking what I've seen when we're watching Johnson get the chance. Third down and inches, and outside the numbers, speeding away Calvin Austin, away from Derwin James. A 30-yard catch and run, followed up by Caleb Johnson, who gets wrapped up inside the 5. I want to see Johnson cap this off, but instead, Rodgers run down by Henley. 3rd and 8, Rodgers, jump ball for Metcalf, and it's intercepted. He couldn't locate the ball. Picked off by Dante Jackson. I didn't have a good feeling about this game. I thought this one was going to be a loss. Now I'm wondering if we're even going to score. Rodgers throwing over the middle. That time he delivers to Metcalf and they're on the same page. But this is probably the worst game for Rodgers this year. He's thrown 2 interceptions. He's just over 150 yards passing. This will be his touchdown throw to Robert Woods. But I fear it's a little too late. And that's ball game. Omarion Hampton runs it out, and the Chargers hand us loss number 3. These passing numbers are just so strange to see 40 combined pass attempts. Hampton does run 17 times. Herbert ran 6, so they are pretty run heavy. Caleb Johnson, 8 for 39. I simulated almost that entire game, and we ended up with 92 offensive plays. We're still well shy of where I want this to be, and I've upped the quarters to 13. I've been on the same time settings here for years. I don't know what's up with this game. It's so weird. But at 6-3, we are now matched up again with the Cincinnati Bengals, who should have beaten us the first time around. They are 3-6 now. I think with an offense as good as they have, that's a record where you can talk yourself into, hey, if they win out, maybe they can go to the postseason. Feels like this story is just on repeat. Zach Frazier's good to go. Keanu Benton's the only player on the injury report now for Pittsburgh. We are now the second lowest scoring team in the entire league at 6-3. So can we beat Cincinnati again? This is a team that I know is very dangerous. Good offenses have looked great against us. Man, the Jets are 7-3. I guess that week 1 loss for us isn't looking so bad now. I don't think we've been starting games very well today. And Cincinnati has it in Pittsburgh territory. Joe Burrow gets it out just in time. It was TJ Watt on the hit. 85 there is Nelson Aguilar, wearing T. Higgins' old number. Jamar Chase now top of the screen. I think we might make some cornerback adjustments here as Burrow is chased and outruns Derek Harmon. Okay, I thought he was going to get caught easily. Jamar Chase here in the slot on 1st and 10. Underneath. Down inside the 5 is Higgins. And Burrow on 2nd down. Dishes to Gesicki. Touchdown. I know last time he scored, he hit the gritty after putting up one of the worst gritties of all time in his Miami days, but not here. Still, this is another game that doesn't have us getting out to the strong start. We just can't move the ball. So many sacks, penalties. For a drive to be successful, like every play has got to be positive. We can't handle the slightest bump in the road. Burrow play action. Plenty of time. Laser beam. How's he wide open like that? Jamar Chase to the 5. Fake. Wow. Everybody bit. That was a good one. Patrick Queen was like, wait a minute, he doesn't have the football. Cool to see players bite on fakes when a player is good in the play action game. That's why it's a rating, right? Right through the middle. Burrow dropped by Malik Harrison. Backed up on 3rd and goal. Burrow climbs and gets rid of it as we'll keep him out of the end zone. All right, let's see a 2-minute drill from this team. Why is it so bad? We already had, the Charger game, scoreless first half. In the Green Bay game, we scored 1 touchdown. We couldn't even hit 20 against the Colts. Rodgers with 8 in coverage. Dumps it. Austin hit down, gain of 8. Rodgers under pressure. Down he goes. 4 sacks on the day. I guess Trey Hendrickson is suiting up for the Bengals after all. Great for us. 3rd down and 6. Rodgers to the outside. Thank you, Jaylen Warren. Again, only a 3-man rush. And dumped off. Jaylen Warren taking it up to the 35-yard line. Again, we're losing time here in the 2nd quarter. 1 timeout left. They're really playing Big 12 defense. I mean, this is part of why the Bengals stink if they're only sending 3 on a consistent basis. That is not defense in the NFL. You can't do it and get away with it. 9 seconds left. Wow, what an effort. But now time for 1 play. Metcalf down inside the 10. At least we get in range. Trying to avoid a first half shutout. Here is Chris Boswell. And the kick is good. Big 26-yarder there to T. Higgins. Gesicki takes him into the red zone. Burrow from the 19. Flushed. Backing up and wrapped up by Highsmith. Imagine we can make some serious offensive upgrades. Season 2, Season 3. I think with Highsmith, Watt, Derek Harmon developing. I mean, we don't have to go that far for this to be a pretty dangerous team. Although we're 6-3, I just think we are having to work so hard for these wins that it's not that sustainable. We have to score more touchdowns. We're into Cincinnati territory as one of the worst defenses in the NFL has not played like it today. We had a shootout just last episode and now struggling to even run the ball for positive yards. 3rd and 10 for Rodgers. It is underthrown and caught. Pass interference can be declined. That was an excellent play. Rodgers will throw it now, and DK Metcalf has the touchdown. We make it a field goal game. Nice catch made by Jamar Chase as we close in on the fourth quarter. Defense trying to keep this close, as we tend to finish games offensively better than we start. Joe Burrow slings it for Chase Brown to move the sticks. And we're on to the fourth quarter against Cincinnati. Joe Burrow empties the backfield. And he'll throw one downfield for Jamar Chase. Got behind Ramsey and everybody else. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Press coverage on the outside, and just a huge release advantage there for Jamar Chase. Can't recover from that. 26 yards to Calvin Austin. This came on a 3rd and 13. Austin's been one of the go-to guys for Rodgers this year. So into Bengal territory. We know their defense has a way of keeping games very close. Pressure coming. Screen! And they have a player right there. Logan Wilson. With all that pressure, you usually expect that a screen is going to work out for you. But the one guy that could make the play made it. And Boswell, he just missed the kick left. We still trail by 10. 5.5 minutes left. Going down 3 scores would basically be end of the game. Jamar Chase out of bounds. Kick is blocked, and the Pittsburgh Steelers recover. We have an opening. Rodgers caught. Woods at the 43. Rodgers floating. Bat of the way from Freiermuth. I don't know why he doesn't get more targets. Rodgers again. Hit. Down. 6 sacks for Cincinnati. Joseph Ossai. 4 minutes to go. Taking a chance downfield again. No. Really good deflection. I think that's Cam Taylor-Britt. The Bengals defense collapsed in our previous matchup. Now they could close the game out. And they just got the ball back. Turnover on downs. And the Steelers have lost again, falling to 6-4. Still in pretty good playoff shape, but now as we get past the easier part of the schedule, things have not been as clean for this team. But I did not expect that the offense would take such a step back. You know, I thought we had reached a decent baseline where at least we were scoring a couple touchdowns a game. Rodgers was moving the ball for us. But it's clear the passing game doesn't have enough juice. The running game has been one of the worst in the league this season. We've lost 3 of our last 4 games, and the only victory came against the worst team in Season 1 of the franchise. I think we got to go one more today. Let's get through the Chicago matchup, because 7-4 versus 6-5, very different feelings, especially just considering the recent month of games. Here are Rodgers' stats over our last handful. We have not been able to break 14 all episode. Caleb Johnson, he's at 419 yards. A rainy day at Soldier Field is where our next game takes us. We need to win this game and show a lot more fight offensively, because you got the Bills, Ravens coming up, then the Ravens again down the stretch. Entering that at 6-5 would not feel good at all. I've been wanting to see some opening drive points. Just drive down and kick a field goal. Expectations are not that high right now. We're going to start off here with Caleb Johnson for a 5-yard gain. Another run, and that one's going to be a loss of 3. The run game doesn't work well, so it's 3rd and 8. Rodgers just heaves it. Double coverage. Incomplete. We finally cross midfield in the second quarter. 3rd and 5 for the Steelers. Bears playing pretty soft. Rodgers caught. Austin gets it. Just made a change, and this is Roman Wilson in the game on 2nd down. Rodgers over the middle, but Austin was well covered by Jalen Johnson. Trying to switch up some personnel. I mean, the offense needs to try some new things from time to time. 3rd and 10. Rodgers is headed downfield. It's double covered. Roman Wilson's not making that play. And we're not going to try a Soldier Field 50-plus yarder in this case. We just punt it back. Caleb Williams is heading to the air here in a 2-minute drill, trying to break the scoreless tie. He'll dive ahead. Williams back to pass. He fires outside, and it's incomplete. Ramsey there defending Devin Duvernay. Bears are without DJ Moore in this game, so that's not going to help any more points get scored. Roman Wilson just had a 12-yarder. Maybe before halftime we can get a field goal. Wouldn't that be exciting? That'll get you to come back for next episode, right? 1:05 to go in the first half. Rodgers scrambling away. That was hard to watch. Protection held up just enough. And it's Freiermuth on the catch. Pressure picked up. Open. Austin inside the 10. And Rodgers now looking to the end zone. Delivers low, and he had him. Rodgers does not make that mistake. Come on. 37 seconds to go. Lost the ball. Chicago's on it. I thought you owned this team, Aaron. Jumping ahead. There is still no score in the third quarter. Handoff, Caleb Johnson dragging a defender as he gains 3, averaging 3 yards a carry. 3 yards a play doesn't get you too far. Now 3rd and 4 from the 27. Rodgers now looking left and panicking into a throwaway. But we are in field goal range. Chris Boswell, 44-yard attempt. Kick is up. It is good. But here comes Chicago. In the fourth quarter, they've taken it inside the 25-yard line. Caleb Williams doesn't have anywhere to go on this keeper. 3rd down and 7 for Caleb Williams, and he throws a moon ball in the corner. Through the hands, it looked like, of a receiver. Cairo Santos is going to kick now, and his field goal is good, so we're back where it all began, tied. Picked off, huge play, Jalen Ramsey. Start of the possession as well. Get on the field here. Jalen Ramsey just set us up, and I missed the touchdown apparently. Extra point is good. How did that touchdown even occur? It was a Caleb Johnson rushing touchdown. It only took 11 games to get there. Sacked by Highsmith. This might be just enough. Chicago takes over. 3:20 left to go. Caleb Williams will throw a laser into the ground. Screen. Swift. Wow, he goes down. Did he just slip? Pressure picked up. Williams, now he's in trouble, and wrapped up by T.J. Watt. And the Bears are going to have to put some faith in their defense now to give them one more chance. Caleb Johnson, he slipped. Definitely see the effects of the rain in these games with players slipping. I think we're seeing more inaccurate passes as well because of the rain. Inside give. Caleb Johnson with the stiff arm, and that's a Steelers first down. Caleb Johnson once again through the middle as Chicago calls their second. We'll run one more play here, and Johnson, after slipping, still gets the first down. Very strong finish, and that's going to be your ball game. The Steelers will be 7-4 going into the final stretch, which I think gives us a good chance at going to the postseason. Honestly, at 6-5, I don't know if that would work out. Because I was already thinking about, like, if the next two games are the Bills and Ravens, if you were only 6-5, would you even expect to be above 500 in 2 weeks? But now we know we will be. That gives us some extra record cushion as we now prepare for the final 5 games. Caleb Williams, 99 yards passing. Caleb Johnson, 84 on the ground. This is ugly football. We still sit behind the Ravens right now, holding the 6th seed in the AFC. Kansas City has gotten hot after their 4-4 opening. And this next game is going to be a very pivotal one in the AFC playoff race as Buffalo's on the outside looking in. So this game will be important to determine a tiebreaker, if need be, at the end of the year with this big head-to-head. And then Ravens, they're the top team in our division. The Dolphins, I think we're a good matchup for Miami. They're on paper, good 7 seed right now. I do like that matchup if we don't give up the big play a couple times. Lions, Browns, Ravens. We only have one, what you would call easy game the rest of the way. And it could be snowing on the road. Who knows what's going to happen week 17. But every game is so low scoring, you can't be that confident. When you struggle to score 20, no game is easy. I don't think Aaron Rodgers had a very good episode. Didn't really see him make a lot of plays. Caleb Johnson now up to 4 yards a carry, 503 on the season. Yardage is looking all right for him. DK Metcalf, 793 yards. And now we're seeing Calvin Austin's production catch up to Robert Woods. And he should surpass him soon. The first to double-digit sacks is TJ Watt with 10. Alex Highsmith and Cam Hayward each have 8.5 on the year. Patrick Queen and Jalen Ramsey both had interceptions today. They lead the team with 2. Before we end the episode, though, I did want to take a look at a couple positions of focus and how the draft is looking. I think we'll get to a more full quarterback breakdown by the end. We know it's a good quarterback class, but let's just wait to go through all of these options. The offensive line seriously needs to be addressed. The interior is a mess, and I think it's part of why we're struggling to score 20. I'm not against drafting a player like Joshua Peralta and moving him out to guard instead. When the athleticism looks this good, the skills so far all showing A grades. We just need to get good offensive linemen. We'll figure out where to play them later. But I think it's going to be tough to go quarterback early and then come back to the offensive line on day 2. Just look at how many first-round projected tackles there are. And then, for the rank, we'd be ideally looking between 30 and 50 for day 2 options, but there's just such a gap. Right guard has nobody draftable. Never seen that before. Center, that's probably our best spot there. Joshua Peralta, 37th overall, may take a trade up. How about Stephen Hess at 68? Actually a day 2 offensive lineman. A pass block finesse, C run block power. Got to see a little bit more. Maybe ends up being an option. Wide receiver is going to be a priority, and I think this draft sets up really well for a 2nd or 3rd round option there. What about the 39th ranked prospect from Ole Miss, Marco Rodriguez? Playmaker archetype, good to solid speed, solid to decent acceleration. Maybe not the most explosive player, but can break tackles, make players miss, good short route running, spec catch, just catching in general. He'll go on the favorite board. How about a later round guy? Taylor Goldman, 21 years old. He's 6'5", 235. Now, he's not an amazing athlete, or he'd likely be a top 2-round type of guy, but B release, catching traffic, break tackle, catching. There's a start of an intriguing profile here. And let me give you a defensive player as well. Safety is the greatest need on that side of the football. We have a lot of veterans there who aren't that highly rated. But Patrick Stewart, 21 years old, is a 6'2" hybrid safety. Very solid athlete. Can man up on tight ends. Has good hands, good tackling ability. Should be a versatile player that could start pretty early. Overall, it's still pretty early to look too deep into the scouting at this point, but wanted to at least look a little bit, start to get the ball rolling there on a few different players. But I'm excited to start getting a chance to make some changes to this team because we certainly need them looking ahead to Season 2. Although we have a chance at, success this year. We are 7-4. I'll choose some focus players in the next episode, and I think it would be a potentially good time to take this regular season to the end, depending on if the last game is like a make or break, maybe. Still trying to wait for a patch as well. This game just needs so much fixed up between bugs and balance and simulation and wear and tear. But I hope y'all are enjoying the series. If you are, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you all for watching today's video. I will catch you in the next episode of the Steelers franchise rebuild later this week. Take care, everybody.